are live. I'm such a technophobe. So, very big welcome, everyone, and super excited you're here. Oh, I hate hearing my voice. We are speaking to the wonderful Saddam Hussein, who is just the most inspiring person I've ever met. And one of the joys of my job is that I get to meet such fantastic people who have different life experiences from a different part of the world, and we both learn from each other. So Saddam has agreed to come and join us to... Now, is this in my group? Yes, it is in the group. So if you're there live, say hello. You might have to click on the link above, which says StreamYard, so that I can see who's commenting, so that I can see your names. Otherwise, I don't know who's commenting. There's going to be questions and answers afterwards, and I would like you to ask him anything you want about the writing part of the IELTS exam. So, Saddam is here. What else can I tell you? He's going to share with us. Saddam got a band 7 in his writing for the first time. He's another IELTS Boss Academy student who did so, and he's identified 3 areas that he knew helped him, or that he's sure were his vehicle to getting this score. And so let me just introduce Saddam. Saddam, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
It's lovely to see you. Which part of the world are you in just now?
Hi everyone. Actually, I'm living in Bangladesh. You know, it's a southern part, southeastern part of the world, and it's beside India.
Wonderful. What's your profession? What's your job, Saddam?
I used to work as a journalist. Actually, I am a journalist by profession, but now I'm a jobless person because I have left my job because of this IELTS journey. I think it's a really hectic journey. You have to effort much if you want to pass out with flying colors.
Yes. Yeah. So can you, now I met you, let's say about 3 or 4 months ago. Can you tell us what life was like? What were you doing in life before we met, before you joined the academy?
Actually, as far as I can remember, we met 3 or 4 months ago, but I have started this IELTS journey about 6 months ago. So I have some basic knowledge of IELTS examination, how to answer the prompt, and how to deal with different kinds of questions. Actually, I knew the basics of IELTS examination. That time, I find it very difficult to respond with writing task, because in Bangladesh, most of the students get 6 or 6.5 in his writing task. And I thought that it would be very difficult for me to overcome this struggle only for writing.
Okay.
So that's all.
So how is it that you joined the academy? What was your decision?
Actually, here I would like to mention one of my friends. Actually, she's an Armenian, and her name is Tatevik Zakarian. I came across with her through Facebook group. So we started practicing all modules each day. We wrote on the same document.
Oh, I've lost volume. Wait a second, Saddam. I don't know what's happened, but I can't hear you. Now, why is that? Why is that? In the audience, in the comments, can you tell me if you can hear me and if you can hear Saddam? Because my sounds just stopped.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Maybe it was your
Actually,
end.
what I was saying. That time I was practicing writing task, and we both shared our write-ups with each other. I mean, with Tatevik Zakarian. That time, she told me that your writing is not bad, but you don't know how to answer the questions. If you want to know how to answer the questions, you have to go to Joy. And she was really helpful, and she also helped me a lot to overcome this struggle, and I wanted to master this skill. That's why I'm here with you, and I'm very happy to have you, because I got the confidence of writing. And I think getting 7 is not a big deal.
You're absolutely right. It's such a mountain to some people. And a student sent me a message the other day saying, is there much of a difference between a 6.5 and a 7? And the answer is yes and no. You have to know exactly what that difference is. I really love the story about you and Tato. I think there is so much value in having a study partner. You need to find a study partner who knows the exam and who's a little bit better than you. And then once you get your score, you can be a study partner, for someone else. Someone can learn from you. But when you start, you should be learning from someone who's higher than you. Perhaps even before getting a tutor or joining an academy, because then you know what the gaps are. So she told you got to join the academy, and you thought, did you have any reservations? Were you a little bit skeptical?
But actually, I have faith in her because he helped me
Oh,
a bit. So I thought, as she is recommending to join here, it would be better for me. And I was not wrong.
okay. What did you like?
I got many things from you, and most of them were beyond my expectations. I'm really grateful to you.
Well, I'm very
And
grateful
it-
to you, Saddam, because you were wonderful with the other students. So it was beyond your expectations. What did you like most about it? So in the academy, we've got some video lessons, and then we have practice sessions, and then we have feedback sessions. What do you think is the most valuable?
Actually, all of things are available. For example, in the first day, you always provide us with with a video lecture or something like that, so we can understand how to answer the question. I mean, by watching the video lectures, we can understand the structure of a particular question or task. This is the main thing. After that, we have a live Zoom class where we practice sentence structures. And my observation is that you do not need to be master of grammar. There are a few grammatical structures provided by Joy, and they are really beautiful, and they all work with every task and every questions. So in the first class, we practice on these particular grammatical structures, and after that it's become easy for us to write complex sentences, which are mandatory to get 7 or 7 plus in IELTS exam. And another day we we have a feedback session, and I think it's really awesome. Here we drop our homework, and we Joy give us feedback, and make some corrections so that we can understand where we are making mistakes. And I can tell you that in a reading module, in a speaking module, in listening, you can do or you can achieve your desired score by yourself, but it's not possible to get 7 or 7 plus without a tutor and without an effective tutor.
Now, I didn't tell Saddam to say that, but that's true. I 100% agree with that. You can achieve your desired score with reading and listening by self-study, but without effective feedback. And it's not only just getting a tutor. I've heard so many stories of students who've come to the academy and they're very nervous and they're skeptical and they don't want to spend the money because they said, well, I've already got a tutor. And look at the essay they showed me, and it's just very, very complicated, over the top, nonsense vocabulary, and it's like the tutor is trying to impress the students. And really what I try and focus on is really simplicity is the key. It's not, our goal is to get the 7, which is a vehicle to get us to the life that we want. We don't want to spend all our lives working out how to write a band 9 IELTS essay. We want band 7 in the shortest time possible. So yes, thank you for that. So all the components, they add together. So on the academy, you get the video lessons, and I'm going to start doing a student of the week because we have a new student this morning, and sorry, she started last week or the week before, and I'm just utterly delighted because she's very nervous about her writing, and she's around a 5 or a 5.5 in writing, and normally I wouldn't like to take anyone lower than a 5.5. And she watched the video, and she did the perfect introduction with a passive infant. It was just brilliant. And this is why practice sessions are important, because it's activating your knowledge. Hi, Tato. So it's not enough to just watch a video. You have to watch it and then do. You have to absorb and do. So it goes in and then out. Because if you don't have a chance to let it go out, it's not as effective. So, Saddam, you'd like to share 3 things with us that you found on your IELTS journey that have helped you get a 7 on your first time.
Okay.
What is the first thing?
Actually, I want to give a small background. As you mentioned it earlier, I have been practicing for at least 6 or 7 months. That time, I came across several teachers and a coaching center also in Bangladesh. And one thing I want to highlight, most of the students get 6.5, but if you observe the results of them, they get 9 or 8.5 in listening, 8 or 8.5 in reading. So that time I thought that what's the main reason why people are getting 6.5? Their English is they're really advanced level students. Why they will get 6 or 6.5? But the main problem is that most of the teachers told us that, I mean, the students, you do not need to be logical. This is not a logical writing. You have to put one. If the question is about agree or disagree, you can tell 2 things about in favor, or you can put 2 points or 2 ideas in disfavor. By this, you will do the whole thing, and you have to write. 250 words or 230 300 words, so it's really easy. But I think they don't actually, by this you will be able to get marks in grammatical resources, grammatical runs, or in task achieve, or in lexical resources. But there are 2 main parts of cohesion, coherence, and task achievement. By this, you will never get never get above 6 uh, in task achievement and cohesion, coherence. And after doing class with you, now I can understand how to respond a question. Though I'm not master at it, and I can't write 8+ or 9 band essay, but I can understand where the gap is.
You
So
can. You've got an 8 before in the academy. Yes,
yeah,
you definitely
yeah,
can.
that time I'm not in pressure. Actually, exam situation is totally different. And
So that's number
yeah,
1. So it's about being logical, and what we focus on a lot
actually,
is your sentences.
actually, I want to share one particular thing. Few days ago, when I got the result from a IELTS exam center, where we set for the exam around 40 or 50 students, I observed all of the students' result, and only 2 persons got 7 in their writing. One me and one another person. I
Wow.
got 7.5 in listening, but one student got 9 out of 9, 8.5 in reading, 8 in speaking, but he got 6.5 in writing. So
That's
I think
unbelievable.
he's much more better than me, but he got 6.5 in his writing because he don't know how to respond. This is the main thing. And after doing class with you, I want to share 2 secrets of getting 7 easily. First of all, you have to keep it simple. The first rule is simple. First secret is simple. I found many articles and many students who wrote many complex sentences, and some students try to complete one paragraph with one complex sentences, with one complex sentence, and sometimes it's very difficult what they want to say. Actually, we can't perceive what they want to say, what the message they want to convey. So this is the most important thing. You have to keep it simple so that people can understand what you are trying to say, or what is the main message. This is the one thing. And another thing, you have to be logical. uh, this is not the thing, beating around the bush. Actually, this is the favorite word of Tato, beating around the bush. when I wrote some essays to her, she always told me, Saddam, you are beating around the bush. That's why you will get that's why you will get less marks in task achievement. And now I can realize getting 7 in task achievement. If you want to get 7 in task achievement, you have to be logical or relevant. Uh, Actually, you have to say or you have to write the thing what they want you to write. This is the main thing. You have to be logical so that you can say you can clarify your position. This is another thing. And the third important thing is precise. It's not an article or it's not an analytical assignment. We have only 40 minutes for task 2, and the word limit is 250. So if we are not precise, maybe we'll write 300 words or 300 plus words. It will consume our valuable time and we will make more mistakes. If we are precise and if we can put the exact word in our exam answer sheet, we will be able to get a band 7 easily. So these are the main thing. First of all, you have to keep it simple so that everyone can understand it. And another thing is logical. You have to be logical so that you can clarify your position. And another thing, you have to be precise. You will be able to master all of these secrets, all of these skills if you join in the IELTS Boss Academy. And
That's
it will
lovely.
be easier for everyone.
One of the big things we did work on with you was reducing the size of your essay. So you were writing quite long essays for like 320 words, and that's okay. But really, you want it to be 300 maximum, like 290. And we'd look at your sentences and say, how does this sentence show me the noun in this sentence? How does it connect with the previous sentence? And it's about keeping the same idea and not jumping around ideas. And that's where you get an 8 in task response, that each sentence has a meaning to the question. And it's really, you really need to be scoring a high in your task response, because if you get low in your task response, it's very, very difficult to make up for it in your lexical resource and your grammar. It's much better to do well in your task response and maybe not as good in the other areas. Now, you had a different secret too, I thought. I'd like to throw in a fourth secret there, and this applies to Saddam, and that he is just really wonderful at following instructions. So I've had lots of students come on the course and they've been watching lots of YouTube videos and I've got lots of different ideas, and they're nervous about following the instructions. Well, what if it's not the right way and they try to do their own crazy thing? And so I remember the first letter that you wrote. So Saddam is general training, so he does the essay and letters for task 1, and we'd done it was a letter of invitation, and you used 2 of the idioms, the vocabulary that we did in class, I think up your street, but you had done the introductory phrases and written these beautiful questions. And I was blown away by your ability to follow instructions. And just, it's like Sahana this morning, I was like, fantastic. I just thought, thank goodness, that's exactly what I taught in the video. And he's done it. And I was so happy with it that I often choose an essay to send to an examiner every week just to check my own marking. And he did, but there's another funny story about that letter, but I won't go into it here. But he did get a 7 on that first letter. I would like to just say the fourth secret is to be teachable. Try to forget anything that you think you know about the IELTS, or maybe that other teachers have taught you, and commit to following one way that has a success. There are lots of ways that have success, but they might be slightly different. So when you find a way that has success, and I've had success with lots and lots of students, you need to try and forget about other things you know and follow instructions. and that's what Saddam's been just excellent at doing. So the main things we worked on with you were, I didn't have to encourage you to follow instructions, you were skilled at that, but it was just about reducing the size of your essay and making sure that every sentence connected with the same idea. You didn't go off on different ideas, and it took a few times to do that, and then you're just kind of on fire alone. So Saddam, what's your plan now? So you have to resit because of the listening, which is a
Because of
terrible
the listening, yeah. But the thing is that if I was not able to get band 7 in writing, actually maybe I would be frustrated. Now I think it's a matter of time. Today or tomorrow I will achieve my score, because the main problem is writing. I got 7 in my writing, and I found I'm confident about your structures. Actually, it works. For example, in my exam, I got a question. I mean, it was a direct question, and the question prompt was like that: Is it a good thing or bad thing? In my whole essay, I said that it is a good thing. I introduced two ideas, simple. I followed your introduction. I used two ideas, and I wrote a
Fantastic.
conclusion,
Oh,
and I got 7. So
oh,
actually, it works. And
yes.
in our structures, there are some sentences and 5 or 6 sentences. I mean, introductory sentences. We can follow this. We can use these 5 sentences or 6 sentences to write a good introduction within a minute. Actually, when I started this journey, that time I found it very difficult to write an introduction, because it consumed at least 5 to 6 minutes to write an introduction, and I found it very difficult to complete my whole essay within 40 minutes. If I can use your introductory sentences, it's very easy to write an introduction or paraphrasing. It takes around 1 minute,
That's
so I can save 4 minutes. So I
that's
have the confidence that your structures really work, and that's why I'm not afraid about my result. Actually, many things depends on the exam situation. It was my first time, I mean first attempt, and exams always stress me out. So
yes.
that's why, and my listening test was really hard, a bit hard. So that's why I got 7.5. But now I'm confident that today or tomorrow, maybe in my second attempt, maybe in my third attempt, I will achieve my desired score. I have the confidence. So I'm not frustrated.
That's
I'm
fantastic.
taking preparation.
And the good thing is that since I opened it to lifetime membership or until you get to 7, if you hadn't got to 7, you can still come back to class and just pick up where you left off. And so in the academy, the membership is until you get to 7. So um, it's not. I've completely lost my thoughts. I was reading Tato's comments, so you've really got nothing to lose. I work with people until they get their score, or until sometimes their life changes and they decide to do a different type of exam instead, and that's happened a lot of times. So, what was your purpose in doing the IELTS? What are you hoping for your future?
Actually, I have some family problems. Actually, my wife and me both are living in two different places in Bangladesh. So I
Oh,
thought it would be better for me if I can move to abroad. By this, we'll be able to stay together, and I will be able to uh, give my child, I mean my son, better education. That's why I want to move abroad. But actually, it's not essential. I'm doing great in Bangladesh, and if I don't, actually, I want to get 80%. This is my first desire. After that, I will think about moving.
okay. So, and the
Actually,
possible
now it's
countries.
become my passion.
Oh, possible countries would be
Actually,
Canada or
maybe.
maybe
Actually,
yes.
it's my first choice. Actually,
Okay.
one of my cousin is living in Canada, so I would prefer Canada.
Great quality of life. Lots of students want to move to Canada, and my brother lives in Canada. So, but I
But
suppose
the life is really hectic.
yes, yes. But I think life is probably quite hectic in Bangladesh too. Okay. Any questions from anybody? Omar, it's lovely to see you. I see you, Omar and Shioni. And Nivian, it's lovely to see you. And Mono Ruzaman. Um, and Jeff. I meant to give you a heart, Jeff, but I just gave you a thumb. So I just want to congratulate Saddam. He was and is just a wonderful student. He's very supportive of the other students, the most teachable person I've ever taught, which just makes it a joy. And I'd like to, yes, invite you. So we're now in the free group on Wednesday. we are now doing in the free group a similar thing to the IELTS Boss, where we do a weekly different themed essay. So this Wednesday, you're going to be able to join me in Zoom, and we're going to do a Discuss Both Views essay, which is what we're doing in the Academy. So I've sent out that question by email, and I'll select one. I can't do them all. Yes, so I'd like to encourage you to follow Saddam's example. Think about keeping it simple. Think about sticking with one method. And what was the other thing? Yes, being logical in your answers. So which just is keeping it simple. So I would love to see you all on Wednesday. Make sure you submit an essay. If you don't submit an essay, you always benefit from watching feedback anyway. There's always something that you'll learn. And send me a message if you have any questions about the Academy. We close it for a time and then open it again for new enrollments. But yeah, Saddam, thank you so very much. I'm hoping to have you back in class just until you move to Canada.
Okay. It would be my pleasure.
Yes. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye, Saddam.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.